Guys, in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly what you need to be doing in 2025 to make cold email work. All right. We all know that there's been massive shifts in the cold email and outbound landscape in the past couple of months, in the past year, more so than it's changed in the last 5 to 10 years. So I'm going to be showing you exactly what you need to be doing to land in the inbox in terms of deliverability and actually just crafting your emails in the proper way to make sure that you actually can book meetings from outbound and cold email going into 2025. Let's get right into it. All right, guys. So these are the cold email must-haves in 2025. Okay. So the thing is, guys, cold email is always going to work. All right. It's always going to work. It always has worked, but the game has changed. There's no doubt about it. Right now, the main thing is that deliverability has become shaky these last few months. Right. So if you're suffering from low response rates, high bounce rates, and you're just not booking meetings, or you're getting a significant reduced amount of meetings that you're getting from cold email, then you're going to want to keep listening to this video because I'm going to address how we're going to get over these problems, because there are a bunch of things that I'm seeing that people aren't doing. Okay. I'm just going to give you a checklist of the best ways to just stay healthy when it comes to cold email in 2025. So here's a checklist of that. Okay. Now, the first thing is going to be proper email infrastructure. Okay, so this is very overlooked in our community, especially with, VPs, CROs, the business development executives in the tech space, in the B2B space, of big companies. You guys don't know the new tech, right? You just don't know the domain stuff. You don't know all this stuff that's going on. That's what this video is for. Email infrastructure is very important. Now, this is what we're doing for ourselves and for our clients, but this is just the healthiest way to just make sure that your emails actually land in the inbox and they don't go to spam. Okay. So the first thing is domains. You want to buy your domains from GoDaddy, Porkbun, Squarespace, any regular domain provider, they still work, right? So that's the main thing. First thing is, like, you can still buy your domains from any domain provider. But when it starts to get really interesting is when you actually talk about the inboxes. Now, when it comes to inboxes, you're going to want to have a few different variations of inboxes. Okay, you're definitely going to want to have Gmail accounts, but then you're also going to want to have Outlook accounts, right? And then you're also going to want to have a private infrastructure that's going to allow you to send to Outlook and Gmail inboxes without going to spam. Some examples of Gmail inboxes is just having regular Google Workspace, but some other ones are like premium inboxes. I use them. Their support team is really good. And then this one I tried as well, Puzzle Inbox. It's pretty good as well. Those are just resellers, but then you can also just go with the classic Google Workspace Classic. Okay. Now, Outlook, you can use Outlook Workspace Classic, just regular GoDaddy, and then get them domains. The inbox is a little bit more expensive, but Outlook accounts are really good, right, for sending to Outlook. Okay. Because Outlook is having a big deliverability crisis right now. So, private infrastructure. Private infrastructure is just essentially just going to allow you to own your own IP, which means that you're not going to have to worry about being in an IP address with other groups of people who you don't know. You're going to have your own domain reputation. You're going to have your own inbox reputation. Okay. And it's all going to be you. So if you have bad deliverability practices, you're going to suffer. It's not going to suffer based on someone else, right? But this gives you the opportunity to really scale up your outreach if you have good sending practices. So some examples of these private infrastructures are Scaled Mail. They're really good. I use them. Hypertide, which we're using as well, and then Superwave, which is really good as well. I follow the founder of him on Twitter. He's pretty active and they're scaling up. They're doing pretty solid over there. I know they're doing good work over there, right? So those are three that I would recommend. Now, another thing, double verifying emails. You're going to want to double, if not triple, verify your emails, right? I would even go a step further to say triple, right? Million verifier, and then you could put them through something called Never Bounce, and then you could put those through Million Verifier again, right? Just to triple verify, right? Really, really, really want to verify and make sure that you're only sending to clean, valid emails. Okay, it's going to be really important. Now, verifying catch-alls. So if you guys ever verify your emails, you're going to want to verify catch-alls too and risky emails too. A lot of those, 40 to 50% of those can end up being valid as well. This especially works really well when, let's say you put a list through Million Verifier and only like 40% of them comes out valid and like 50% of them come out as risky. Those are catch-alls, right? You could use something called scrubby.io to validate those emails. And my buddy Nick Abraham over at Leadbird, he actually made this tool, good friend of mine, and they do really, really, really good work, right? And it's a really good tool. So I would really recommend that as well. Scrubby.io. It's in our tech stack. It's in all the agencies I know. It's in their tech stack. Now, another thing that a lot of people aren't talking about is ESP filtering. Now, what an ESP is, it's just an email service provider, right? Now, what you want to do is you want to filter these so that you can figure out who you're sending to. So, for example, you want to use Gmail inboxes and only send to Gmail accounts. You want to use Outlook to send to Outlook, and then you can use your private infrastructure to send to Gmail and Outlook. Okay. Now you can really do this very easily in a tool called Email Guard. So if I really just go into Email Guard, let me just log in. They have a free email host lookup. So for example, I had these lead lists here. Even I had a lead list of 6,000. Literally, I export it, right? Boom. Get that. And it shows me all of those lists. Right? It just shows me everyone. So use Email Guard, and then it'll tell you the difference between, like, if their domain is on Gmail or Outlook or a third server, a different provider, right? And that way you could kind of filter out and then send from Gmail to Gmail, Outlook to Outlook, and then private infrastructure to Gmail, Outlook, and the other ones. Okay. So that's going to be really important going into 2025 as well. All right. Let's go into heavy spintax. Okay. You need to be spintax heavy. Your campaigns need to be very, very spintax heavy because the algorithms, Gmail's algorithm and Outlook's algorithm, they're flagging everything as spam, right? A lot of stuff is going to spam. Okay, so you need to use heavy spintax in your emails. Now, I do have a chat GPT prompt that you can literally just type in an email, right? And then it would literally spintax it for you. Hey John, I'm just gonna put a random one. 5 to 10 qualified sales calls every month. Interested in hearing more? Okay, let's see. See? And then it'll spintax it up for me. And then boom, I could just copy that into Smartly and then be good to go. All right. If you want this chat GPT prompt, just let me know. Or I'll probably just add it to the description as well. But just let me know in the comments if you want this. So that's that. Now, guys, concise copy with relevance. It's never been more important to have short, concise copy that's actually relevant to the prospect, which means that you need to be doing a lot more work when you're coming to map out your TAM. Now, your TAM is your total addressable market. Those are all the leads that you can go after. You need to be doing a lot more work on really filtering down who you're targeting. Right? So for example, if you're a lead gen agency and you're trying to reach out to like marketing agencies, you should be reaching out to VP of business development and marketing agencies within 50 to 200 employees. That's like a specific TAM segment. And then another one's going to be like director of head of marketing at marketing agencies with like 11 to 50 employees, right? That's a whole other one. They're going to have different things that resonate with them because they're at different stages of growth. So you can have different relevant angles to test in your copy for those segments of your TAM. Okay. And they need to be relevant. Okay. So I'm going to get into this later, but you can use Clay to, really get a lot of good personalization and good intent signals and all that stuff as well. But you need to be spending a lot more time generating your leads and actually figuring out who you're going after, your ICP, figuring out the pain points of them, figuring out what value you offer them, why they should go with you. Okay. And what offer you can push them to get on a call with you, right? And that goes right into one of these bullet points here, which is the front end offer. It's really important these days to have a front end offer. What a front end offer is it's essentially something that's easy for them to say yes to. It's like a piece of free work or a free audit or a free consultation or a free campaign or a free something that you give to the client, right? Up front, just to show them that you can do what you can do what you say you can do. And it's just a way to get them in your ecosystem. And it's a way for them to engage with your copy and actually respond to it, rather than just saying, hey, let's hop on a demo call. You just give them something of value and give them an offer of doing some free work or just sending them something up front. Okay, that's number one. Number two is doing like a case study push. Let's say you have a really good case study in the B2B SaaS fintech niche, right? We do. At my agency, Outbound Gen, we have good results in the B2B fintech space. base, right? For like VPs of sales and CROs, right? We've worked with these people, right? So we could use those specific case studies that we've worked with these fintech companies and send them to the titles who we've worked with for our clients. So for example, I worked hand in hand with the chief revenue officer of a B2B fintech SaaS company, and I helped them generate like $3 to $4 million in revenue by connecting them to Fortune 500 firms, right? JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Liberty Mutual, PayPal, right? So I can use those in my copy, and then push my case study as a CTA saying, hey, we helped this company get this result. Would you be open to seeing the process and how we did it for them so that you can copy it for yourself? Boom. That's like a relevant angle, right? That gets people to respond. And then another one could be like a Loom video approach where you just literally say, hey, like we got this X result for them, or hey, we help companies do this. Would you be open to like a two-minute video showing exactly how we can do this for you? Or you can even get a specific angle of, hey, I saw you have these case studies on your website, or hey, I saw you have this. Open to a quick 2-minute Loom video on how we would get you X result using our thing, right? Be creative, right? Give them a Loom video showing them, giving them some value, right? Giving them something that they can use and use that to make money right away, right? Or get some sort of value from right away. Okay. That's going to be really important going into 2025, is doing research for your lead lists and writing good copy, right? Gone are the days where you're sending 50,000 emails a day to one ICP with a general message, and then you're booking 20, 30 meetings a month, right? It's just not going to happen anymore, right? And even if the messaging works, like Google and Outlook are not going to let you send those emails, right? They're just not going to land in the inbox. Okay, so we have to change up our approach here. One of the bonuses that I want to talk about here are warm dialing. So everyone should be doing this, right? I have something literally in-house on my Slack channel for outbound gen that every single time an incoming reply comes in, like a positive reply comes in on Smart Lead, the AI tags that as a positive response based on what the response is. So if they want more information, or they're interested, or they want to book a meeting, AI automatically marks it as that, and then I automatically plug that lead into a Clay workflow, and it enriches their phone number so that our SDR or me can just pick up the phone and dial the incoming reply and book the appointment, right? This is super powerful, and every single sales organization should be doing this, picking up the phone and calling those warm leads, right? We want to get as close to warm inbound as we possibly can. Now, guys, last thing I want to talk about is, if you have a bigger budget, you have a couple $100s a month to spend, I would highly recommend Clay, right? With Clay, you can create waterfall enrichments and send thousands of personalized emails way more efficiently, right? It could be like having a team of 3, 5, even 10 SDRs, right? Working for you, doing the heavy lifting for you, so that you can focus, or your SDRs can focus on actually doing the outreach and not worry about the data and getting enriched data and getting personalization angles and all those sorts of things. Now, guys, let me know if you want more videos on how we're using Clay for our clients and for ourselves to scale. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.